there's some other kid down the road kind of going through the same thing that you were going through. What advice would you give that kid who is, thought they were going to go to the NBA and had an injury and had to make a mental pivot?
So I would say try to find out like what's those skills in your wheels that like God has given you each and every day to like get up and try to like use those skills and wheels. And I knew from like me selling those socks, I knew God gave me a skill to sell things, to add value to people's lives, to solving problems. And like that was my pivot. So I would say get outside and get in front of people, because you never know what opportunity might present itself.
Welcome to the Elevated Hope Project, a podcast dedicated to celebrating stories of resilience, transformation, and second chances. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Elevated Education, an organization that serves students through innovative high schools like East Point High School, Elevated Academy, and Accelerated Learning Center. At Elevated Education, we believe in the power of education to change lives and create hope where it's needed most. Today, we're honored to share the incredible journey of Rasean McMiller. His story is a story that is a testament of strength and the strength of the human spirit and the impact of having a supportive community around you. So let's dive in. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate y'all for having me, most importantly.
Yeah. So we met several months ago. I was walking through Grand Canyon University's business incubator. What is it that officially called?
It's called Canyon Ventures.
Canyon Ventures. So they come alongside students that have that entrepreneurial spirit, that want to launch a business and help them walk through that process. And someone just introduced us. We connected a week or so later. And what I've really appreciated about you is I'm also an entrepreneur, so we connect on those kinds of things. You are just an innovative, creative mind. And the other thing is you very quickly reached out to me to get connected, to see, learn more about what I do, to see how you could give back to our students and helping them develop as human beings and as entrepreneurs. And you are a mover and shaker. You've got a lot going on. You're in the process of launching a new business and a new product, which we'll talk about that.
Sure.
But today, I just thought our audience would really enjoy hearing your life story. We'll kind of go from, your upbringing all the way up through today, so that people can learn more about you and all the things that you have going on.
It like all start like in like a suburb, probably like 10 minutes outside Chicago. I grew up playing basketball, so I was never really like into business. I was always into sports. Like my dad kept me around sports, basketball, baseball, football, and I was always like a standout athlete, like in like every sport I played. And like all my friends would come over every day, play basketball, football. My dad would cook for like the whole block. He'd like make food and we'd just play sports. We'd play like flag football in the front yard all day. So I thought I was going to the NBA, like, cause like that was my first, cause my dad always instilled in me, like dream big. So I always dreamed about going to the NBA and stuff like that.
Being from Chicago, it's hard to not be a basketball fan.
Yeah, literally, like I grew up watching Derrick Rose, so that was always one of like my motivations. Somebody I looked up to that was from like the same environment that I was from, that was 15 minutes out from me. I was like, I want to be like that guy when I get older. So I always was like, okay, let me try my hardest to get to the NBA. And then I went to high school in Chicago. I transferred to a prep school in North Carolina. I got recruited for basketball. Didn't work out. I got injured. I messed up my knee and stuff. So that kind of took like a turn on me. So I pivoted. So that summer I came back to Chicago. I was just working out. I met a guy in like one of the gyms I was working on in. So like one of my trainers, he trained like a bunch of like professional athletes, a bunch of like entrepreneurs too. So I was always in the realm of these type of people that I wanted to be around. He came in there one day and like my trainer was like, yo, like you need to get in the gym. And he was like, I don't lift weights, I lift bags of money. And I was 17 at the time. So something about that statement like provoked me to like see what's up with this guy. So he was outside. I just walked outside. He was outside and he was just in his car. This was like an hour after my workout. So I'm like, why this guy even still outside? He was just sitting in his car. I just like introduced myself again, talked to him. He was like, come out my house. I went back to his house the next day. He gave me a bag of socks. He told me sell them. I sold them for like $30 to this dude on my block. I remember like it yesterday. This dude was walking his dog. I don't know if he bought the socks because they was good socks or if I was like a kid just like trying to make some money. But I sold them. And then from that point on, I was like, this is what I need to do for the rest of my life. I need to find some of value that people want and sell it. And that was always my mindset. ever since that moment, literally.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I mean, what an interesting way to because he was obviously teaching you a lesson of some kind of like, here's some socks, go sell them. Like how random.
Facts. And like I knew if I could sell socks, I could probably sell any other thing, because socks is something that everybody need. It don't matter what's going on, what's trending, what's hot. Everybody have on a pair of socks in here right now. So I'm like, if I could sell a pair of socks, I could probably make something that people want more value, that's better, or people that's tend to other people's problems, and like sell it. So that was my mindset. And I was like, I got to do it.
That's wild. Yeah. Let's back up a little bit in that story. So you went to North Carolina to go to a basketball prep school.
Yeah, it was called Winston-Salem Christian.
Okay. I know a little bit about that world just because Phoenix is kind of a hotbed for basketball prep. That's kind of a crazy environment, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was 17 at the time when I went out there. So it was my first time away from home. When I got out there, like my parents and my brothers dropped me off. So kind of like a shakeup of like I don't know what I'm heading into. But I knew it was good because like I was going on there to do what I love. And I was playing basketball at the time. And I was one of like the top recruited kids in Chicago for basketball. So I knew I was going for a great reason. I just didn't know what to expect. And I was around people from different countries. That was my first time meeting people from different countries. I got a couple friends from Russia that I met, people from other states, and it was like we all come together for this one goal. And like I think that was like a great valuable lesson for me.
So interesting. Was that just 1 year then? Was that like your senior year?
Nah, so I actually went there. This was actually the year of COVID.
Oh, wow.
So I went there and I reclassified as a junior again. And so I went there for 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, because you probably lost a year of playing from COVID.
Yeah, so I lost a year of playing for COVID. So that gave me another opportunity to play basketball for 2 more years in high school.
Okay, and then you get hurt and move back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Did you graduate high school in Chicago?
Nah, so I graduated in North Carolina.
Okay.
And then after that, I moved back after my senior year. And then I got recruited by like a junior college, probably an hour 30 outside of Chicago in Freeport, Illinois. It's called Highland Community College. So I got recruited by them on like a full scholarship, paid for. Went there. It's like I think everything happened for a reason. It still wasn't clicking, not what I want to do, but I wasn't getting everything that I wanted out of basketball still. So then I transferred to another junior college, probably 30 minutes away. It was like a rival school. Transferred to them, they coach recruited me. Went there on like a full scholarship too, everything paid for, and it still wasn't clicking. I need to change up again, I need to pivot again. And that's when I came to GCU last year. So
okay. And that wasn't for basketball. You came to go to the business school.
Yeah. So I literally came to go to the business school. I really didn't even come to go to the business school. I came because I wanted to get outside Chicago again. Like I wanted to try something new. And I wanted to go somewhere that was hot.
You did it.
Arizona's the perfect place for that.
Yeah.
So I made the jump, man.
Better than Florida.
Yeah, literally.
Florida's too sweaty.
Do you know, was that a good choice, coming somewhere that was hot? Do you like the heat?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I stayed out here this summer. I was gonna go back home, and I'm like, I need to challenge myself and stay out here this summer and really like hone in on my skills and like and trying to build my product. So I stayed out here this summer. It was hot, but I lived through it and I loved it because it was like different from being in like a humid place like Chicago.
Right.
So it's been great.
I get that.
You think this is like your new home? You're staying here?
Facts for sure. So I was just telling my dad this, like, cause I live on campus now. So after like probably like a month or two before I graduate, I'll be getting my new apartment, probably like the Biltmore area or something like that.
Yep.
So it'd be in like one of those areas.
Great. So you move here, you start attending Grand Canyon. Your first company and product is in the hair care industry, correct?
Yeah.
Did you launch that before you came here or during?
Yeah, so I launched that probably a couple months before I came here. I launched that in like the summertime. Probably around, I came to GCU in August. I probably launched that around July.
Okay.
Around July. And it's crazy because like the first 2 months I didn't sell. Like I didn't really sell as many. I sold a few to like my family members and stuff like that. And like 2 months after that, I was just selling. And then I threw a pop-up shop a day before I came to GCU. I came to GCU August 28th. I threw a pop-up shop in the beauty supply store August 27th. And like a bunch of people came through. I think I probably made like $3,000 that day.
Wow.
Selling my product. And they had like an event that day on the block of like the beauty supply. So it was like just like foot traffic coming in and out the door.
How did you learn? I can't even imagine where to begin on manufacturing a hair product. How did you learn that?
Really just like, I knew a few people that was like in the industry. So like I knew like a bunch of like Jewish people who own like the beauty supply stores. So I just reached out to them and was asking like a bunch of questions of like, how do these people get started in the process? And then like ChatGPT, like I use ChatGPT a lot just to research a lot of just to see what ingredients go with what, kind of like the market size and just all like the data on the cosmetic industry. And then I took all that into play to like make my product.
Impressive.
Yeah. And what is the name of that company?
Alu Hair Care. ALUEE Hair Care. So it's backwards from my grandma named Eula. So my grandma was always big into hair care and always told me like never go out the house looking any type of way. So always go out the house looking presentable because you never know who you're gonna meet. And that's kind of how I carry myself every day of just like always like looking presentable, keeping my pants upright, shaking hands firm, and just doing all like the little things that like everybody else in the room might not notice, but some people notice that like might take you a long way.
Yeah, they all add up.
Yeah, so all add up to something.
So does that company still exist then?
Yeah.
Still being manufactured?
Yeah. So I sell a lot on GCU campus online, and my mom helped me a lot too. So I got a bunch of other products in Chicago that my mom distribute to the beauty supply stores that I'm in Chicago. So I'm in around 15 beauty supply stores. So my mom, every time they need to like re-up or like get some more product in, my mom take it to them. Cause it's more like beauty supply. It's not like Ulta and like Sephora. It's more like beauty supply stores in the community. They get a lot of foot traffic, but it might not be like no super big like retail store, but it still get a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
Throughout that small community people go to just to get their everyday beauty needs.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. Like you've learned in all your research, that's a market.
Yeah.
That small business. I don't want something I can find anywhere. I want it to be kind of hard to find.
Facts.
Yeah, that's a thing.
How did you, a lot of people that are wanting to start a business are thinking, I can't do it. I don't have any money. Like, they think they need to go get some big time angel investor to throw a bunch of money behind them. I don't think that's what you did.
Nah.
What advice would you give for that?
I would say bootstrap. Don't take money from nobody. Most people want to like think they need so much capital, so much funding to start a business. I mean, unless it's like something that's crazy. But I would say bootstrap. Like go try to resell something. That's what I was doing. I was like reselling socks. I was doing this. I was doing so many resales and I put $8,000. I had $8,000 saved up to put into my hair product. So that went to like manufacturing, marketing, and like a whole bunch of other like expenses to get started. But that was all bootstrap. It didn't come from nobody. I ain't asked nobody for $1. And that was what I would say. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna find a way. That's all entrepreneur is. It's like problem solving. So that's what I think about. So I had to find a way to solve my own problem to get the money, and then solve somebody else's problem to build out the product to solve their problem. So like, that was always my mindset of like, I'm an entrepreneur, so I got to solve the problem myself. And that's what
Yeah, and you lose that opportunity, right? If you just get the money from somewhere.
Yeah.
Lose all those lessons that you learned.
Yeah, and I would say just starting off, you want to learn how to like survive instead of somebody just giving you $5,000, $10,000. I say learn how to survive because the first couple years are going to be surviving anyway. It's not like you finna just jump into this game and just shoot to the top. Well, I haven't seen that from people that's successful.
There's very few.
Yeah, and that speaks to like James' stories too, that he told me about in his past of just like going through these different things. But nobody just comes to this game and just gets to the top. I feel like you want to go through these different stages to survive, to struggle, because you want to struggle, because that's all entrepreneurship is too, is struggle, problems every single day, and then you're gonna wake up tomorrow with some more problems. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that. I asked that question. I'm very much aligned with you about, bootstrap it together, right? As soon as you start taking on investors and banks, and they become your boss, right? And that's not why we get into entrepreneurship and starting our own businesses, to then turn around and just take some money for a new boss. So yeah, I very much align with that. And you're right, both of you, that there are some great lessons to be learned through like hustling and figuring it out.
And I always like to speak to like when you take money from somebody, like they become the decision maker.
Yeah.
So like even though you own a company, they become the person that make the decisions, because You just have the idea, but they have the money. At the end of the day, they want to get their money back as quick as possible, and they want to get their money back.
Yeah.
Plus some.
Yeah, plus some, plus some. So they putting in the money to get something back. So I would say, just try to do it. Like, just try to find a way. But I have met somebody who, like, their mom gave them $5,000 and they don't want nothing back. But that was a couple cases. But I haven't really met nobody else that just, like, from their first business, they just got a $25,000 check to do that.
Yeah.
So describe your home environment. So you mentioned your dad out there cooking for you and all your friends. Like, I get that. Like, my house is like a rotating door of kids and they just like eat everything.
Yeah.
So that they show up where the food is at.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get that. You have siblings?
Yeah. So I have two brothers. So I have an older brother and a younger brother. But and like my parents, so I grew up with my parents in both. In like one household. My dad is like my best friend, and my mom. It's crazy how they both my best friends, but they so different in so many ways. My dad instilled in me at a young age, just like work hard, don't never look for a handout from nobody. Like, try to go out there and earn your own, and then get up every day. Cause as a man, you gotta get up every day, and go out there. Like, no matter you sick, you tired, nobody cares. So that's my mindset. Every day I get up, that's what I'm thinking about what my dad told me as a kid. And I watched my dad get up and do this every day, so my dad wasn't just talking to me.
He's
talking
modeling
about
it, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad really got up every day and went to work and make sure he provided for us. And my mom did the same thing too. So my mom is just very hardworking. She always instilled in me things, but she instilled different principles in me, like respect, how to treat your woman. Just those certain things that I learned from each of my parents. I took all those and I do it to this day. And then my grandma too. My grandma been huge in my life too. Just when like my dad and my mom used to like have to go to work. So my grandma would take us to school, take us to like our sporting events, and I always like took value in that because my grandma didn't have to do that. But she made time for us and she always gave us everything. Somebody I look up to, my dad, just on life, just how he like go about life, and just how it really is. Like, he don't cut corners. He work hard every single day, and he give his best foot for every day. And that's a person that I look up to, a person that I always want to be like.
When you were a kid, were you aware of how rare that was to have two parents pouring into you and teaching you principles?
Yeah, I would say yes because I looked at my friends. So I grew up in like kind of like a middle class neighborhood.
Okay.
But like a lot of my other friends, they didn't have both of their parents, and I see how that affected them. There's some certain things they do, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing not to have both parents or have just one parent, but I kind of just see like the friction there of like having both parents in the household rather than just having one parent. I was always grateful for that opportunity to have both of my parents in my household, just to be able to like teach me everything from like growing up, and then like my dad still teach me stuff to this day, and I always call my dad and tell him like, dang, like, you used to tell me that when I was younger, but I never used to I listen to my dad, but you know how you you a kid and you hard headed, you're like, nah, like, you don't know what your parents talking about, but then you get older, you like, man, my dad and my mom used to tell me that, and I call my dad and my mom and tell them all the time, like, you remember you told me this? He was like, Sean, I tell you that all the time because I live your age and I've been there before.
That gives me hope.
Yeah, he's got some teenagers right now that he's puzzling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really, I mean, what a blessing to be raised in that way, because not only is it rare to have two parents, but a lot of people have two parents in the home, but they're not proactively parenting and discipling and mentoring and all the things that it sounds like your parents are doing for you. So what a blessing.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to fast forward a little bit. You're getting ready to graduate here this year, next semester. You didn't just stop with your hair care company. You just recently launched a product in the golf industry. So tell us about that. Did you grow up playing golf? How did all this come to be?
That's actually a question that I get all the time. I didn't grow up golfing at all. Like, I didn't come to my first. I went like 2 years ago. I went to like a golf course, but that was my first time ever in my life going to a golf course. Because in Chicago, like growing up where we grew up at, it's not many courses around, especially from the environment that I'm from. It's not many courses that's like accessible to like the inner city kids. So I never even thought about golf growing up. I started seeing that a lot of things happen on the course. A lot of connections are made. A lot of powerful people out there that make decisions, and like I noticed that instantly. So I'm like, that's what I need to be. I always want to be by decision makers, people who making decisions. And that was always my mindset. So I'm like, I want to get into this industry, but how do I get into it? And the idea came from like a product. If I'm already making products, why not make a product for golfers to get closer to these people and to solve a problem?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I made Flashpad.
I'm catching on to a theme in your life that you see value in the people you surround yourself with and the rooms that you get yourself into. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so just from like, I did it as a kid, so like sort of like when I was like a basketball player, I always trying to myself like the best player because I wanted to be better. Every skill and thing that I took from basketball, I took it straight to business because it's all the same thing: hard work, team. Just as a basketball team, it's like a coach, but the coach of a company would be like the CEO. Then you got the point guard, and then like the power forward, shooting guard. Those are all different people's on your team with skills.
Mm-hmm.
So I took all these skills that I took from basketball and took them to business. And I was always like, I want to be around the best people because I want to learn. And like, I want to be motivated by people to like be better in my life. And you only get better by being around people that's better. So if I'm always the best person around or the person with the most success, I feel like I'm not in the right room at all. So I'm always like, let me get around somebody who's been more experienced, who's been in the game longer, who can teach me more and I can learn from. And that's what I've been doing since I got to like Phoenix. Like, I'm gonna get around the top entrepreneurs in the world in Phoenix to try to build myself as much as I can, and get up on these people's wings so I can grow, because I want to grow. Like that's the number one thing I say. Like I need to grow today. I need to learn something from somebody else. And just like meeting James, reaching out to him and building that relationship. A couple other my mentors like John Cadis and Alan White, he owns Wind Supply in Phoenix. So these been some guys that I've been able to get around and learn from every day and talk to and reach out to and go to dinner with and learn from. So
Such a beautiful balance of confidence and humility. You're confident in what you're going towards, right? But approaching it very humbly. Like you're just wanting to learn, absorb, grow, develop. That's really, I don't know, commendable.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, and I think it's such an important lesson for, our audience and our students is, the old saying of you are who you hang out with is so true.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're wanting to level up, surround yourself with people that will help you level up.
And it's like a lot of my friends, they help me too. So like, my friend back there, Cam, he helped me with a lot of stuff. A lot of my other friends, Caleb McKenna's, Candid Vickery, these are some guys that's like around my age, that's like doing like the same like business mindset, entrepreneur mindset. They got booming businesses. That's helped me, and I'm helping them add value to each other's lives. So a lot of my friends are doing the same thing, but it all goes back to that statement of when I said like I took all my skills from like basketball to like business, of like, because I was always around a team of people that play basketball. So now I'm around a team of people who's like in business.
They all have different skills.
Yeah, they all have different skills. So like some of my friends is engineers, others are salespeople, but they all it's like all business related. It's all business related.
So this new product, which I don't know about yet, so I'm just gonna call it a golf product. Did you pull that team together to create it?
Yeah. So this summer, I stayed in Arizona. I was like supposed to go home. I stayed in Arizona, but I built out a team with an engineer and then a graphic designer. So Sincere, he's actually the co-founder for this. Just because graphic designer is just so valuable right now in this world of things.
Branding.
Yeah, so branding is everything. And he's been a decade plus in doing like design for big companies like Zumiez, Dickies. And he's like super crazy what he do. So him, and then the engineer, Caleb McMiller's, he got a product called Car Chop. And he do a lot of product design for different people. So we created this whole summer for about 3 or 4 months. Just like iterating, failed a couple times, a couple things didn't work, so we had to fix a lot of things. And like, and then I built that team out, and I also used some like my mentors and people to get like feedback from, so I can see what's next with it, to see what's work, and like and get like product market fit from people who are already in the golf industry.
Okay. So what is this product? Can I know now? What is it?
Do the big reveal.
All right, so it's a golf swing training aid for beginner golfers. It's called Flash Path. So it has 2 lights on the end of it. So once you swing it, you're able to see immediate feedback on when you swing it. So on your target line, you get swing path awareness. You can see your club face. But the biggest thing here is you saving time and money, because golf takes a tremendous amount of time to get better. So I want to minimize it as much as I can. Also save you money. So not spending $2,000 or $3,000 a month on golf trainers, but like for a price of $260, you can train all year. So that's what I'm selling. And also just being able to have a portable golf swing trainer, because for me, I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have a chance to go to a driving range. And I know a lot of kids from where I'm from don't either. So that's another reason why I'm building this product, is like I didn't have that growing up. So I'm tying my story back to that. Like, these people might don't have $60 to spend at the golf course to go play 18 holes for a day. But if they bat it for $260 right now, they got it for a lifetime.
Yeah.
To like practice their swing and then be able to go to the course.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And clearly another theme that I've heard throughout this podcast so far is that you focus on solving problems, right?
Yeah.
So how did you figure out this was a problem to be solved?
Mainly because I struggle with it myself. So most of the time when I'm finding these problems, I'm looking at myself first, and then I'm looking, okay, if I'm struggling with it, it's probably a million other people struggling with it. And then that's when like the real research come in of like what's happening in the market, what people are looking for. And then like TikTok and Instagram will tell you everything you need to know, because it's just people giving their feedback all day.
Yeah.
And I just started looking at different people content, comments and stuff like that, because people gonna tell you what's real, because like these people don't know you or nothing, so they're gonna tell you what's real in the comments. And then I also made a wait list to see if people want it. So I made a wait list for like 40 people. 40 people signed up from across the world. I don't know none of these people. They gave me their number, their name, their email, what were they struggling with, their age. So I got a lot of data to see what age people this is. And I was getting people from 15 to 60. That's how crazy golf is.
Yeah.
I notice now that the beginner golf is just not like golfing and basketball is totally different. You don't start playing basketball at 60, but you could be a beginner golfer at 60.
Yep.
Because it's one of those sports that you don't need that much like strength or power or like physical ability to play. So that's what I started noticing. Okay, like it's people that's 50 that's starting golf. Or it's people that's 45 or 35.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm going about it different on how I got to market it, and just my words that I'm using to like capture those people and stuff like that. And like that's what I'm trying to do.
Let's see the product.
Okay, for sure.
You used to have to hire like a fancy consulting firm to do your market research for you.
Yeah.
But now I guess you just go on TikTok and Instagram
And ChatGPT, yep.
So this is the product right here. So we wanted to make it more kind of like a golf shaft. So that's why this is skinny. And this part is middle, like the internal PCB board and like the batteries. So we created our own PCB board from scratch with another engineer named John. He worked at Hula's, another like tech company. So we created that, and we created like this because we wanted to feel like a real golf club, not some that's too lightweight or too heavyweight, but something that gives a real feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this really does it. Yeah, and we still building on it. We still got a couple other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this the product right here.
Yeah.
It's too small in this room, but have you tried it yet?
I haven't swung it.
Okay. Well, we're done.
Yeah. Show you what's up.
Yeah. I know you're pretty good.
Yeah. Right.
Well, you will be after you start working with this product.
Yeah. I mean, that's really cool. And I think an important thing to see is like the iteration process that happens, right? You guys have a prototype, then you go to kind of version 2, but you're still tinkering, and there will be a version 3 and probably a version 4 and all these, upgrades that will happen over time that, is all about like continuous improvement and bringing something to market that people want and then raising the bar on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't never want to just put nothing out that nobody want. Like solve a problem is not there. So that's why I made a wait list to see if people want it. And that gave me like market validation. Like, okay, if it's 40 people across the world that signed up and I capped it at 40, just because we only made like 40 products first, just because like the how much it costs to get made. So if those 40 people want it, I mean I can get 400 more people that want it. Because these people that I don't know,
right?
I didn't send it to none of my friends, my mom, my dad. strictly just posted on social media, did a lot of videos, and people signed up.
Okay.
So it was all organic, nothing paid for.
And this isn't an ad for GCU at all, but I am curious, is this all kind of coming out of how they've trained you at GCU?
Yes. So like it's a club called Idea Club.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm a part of. It's like the Entrepreneurship Club on GCU campus. So they run marketplaces. They host weekly like pitch events so you can like practice pitching. But yeah, this all come from like GCU. Just being around just these certain people that I'm able to like learn and grow from. And then like he said, we it's this spot, it's this place called Canyon Ventures. It's like an ecosystem where we get to learn from the CEO of like Noggin Balls. So we the only school in the country with 2 Shark Tank businesses in one building.
So cool. I think I would like to go back to school, go through this program.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We can go tour it anytime you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so like I'd be happy to tell you guys. But like I get to learn from these people every single day. So it's like people that have been on Shark Tank, so they can tell me how to pitch. Because they did pitch to Mark Cuban and these other guys on the show. So you know exactly what to say, how to say it, your tone, when to get excited, when to talk, so it's certain things that I'm learning from these guys every day to like implement into my daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, kind of officially launched
Yeah.
the website, the product out to the general public beyond a wait list. How's that going?
Yeah, so we launched it like probably a week and a half ago. We got a couple sales. We're still waiting to sell out. But we should be sold out in like the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because I'm pricing it at $260. We're still doing like a lot of like content on it right now. But I think it's gonna go well though. I think a lot of people like the product. And like one thing I'm doing different now is for the first 30 people that bought it, we get on a Zoom with them to like get their feedback to understand what's good about it, what's bad about it. But more importantly, to hear the words they use, because that's the words that I'm gonna use in my marketing.
Yeah, that's smart.
So that's what it's more about, and also the feedback of like how can we make this product, the next one, better.
Yeah. And you graduate, did you say December or May?
Oh no, May.
May. Okay. So when you graduate, you're not going to be looking for a job. You're going to be
Nah.
working. This is
Yeah.
going to be your thing.
Yeah. Because I also run my other company, and I also run like some side business, like kind of like some side businesses that make some money a month, so I can make sure that I have money to pay for this and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Fascinating.
So, I know as an entrepreneur, you're much like me in that, you're an opportunist, right? When an opportunity comes or a door opens that makes sense, you walk through it. So you probably don't spend a whole lot of time coming out with like a precise plan of what your future is going to look like. But what's your vision for your future? You graduate, you've got these businesses going. What does it look like in 5 years?
I want to get into real estate just because I know that's how you build wealth. So I want to get into real estate.
So you're saying you want to acquire real estate assets,
Yeah.
not necessarily be like a real estate agent.
Nah. So I want to start owning real estate. I actually got a call with Ryan Hardman tomorrow. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's part of like Tiger 21 group and stuff like that. So he's gonna be teaching me, mentoring me on like real estate to like so I can buy my first like Section 8 property and stuff like that. But that's what I want to get into in the future. And then like just trying to scale my companies and then trying to bring the right team around. That's what I'm built. Like I want to try to find the best people in the world to like bring onto my team. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to find the best people in the world to continue to like scale my companies and then eventually get into real estate. That's what I want to get into real estate, to like start like acquiring assets around the valley and like wherever else God may lead me to.
For sure. That sounds like a good target.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it. It's just real estate is like it's like kind of like a high barrier to entry. Like you gotta have some type of capital to get into it. So that's what I'm going to route of like trying to like get mentored by Ryan Hardman, to understand his strategy, because he's been doing it for 30 years. He made a lot of money in it. He know what to do. So I feel like it's a good person to like go up under.
Yeah.
To learn from.
Can't remember if we've asked you this question yet. I don't think we have, but I was thinking about what was the hook so far in your story where you had to make a pivot. And I would have to assume when you got injured in basketball, you had to somehow make some sort of a mental pivot. So my question is, if there's some other kid down the road kind of going through the same thing that you were going through, what advice would you give that kid who is, thought they were going to go to the NBA and had an injury and had to make a mental pivot?
Yeah, that's a great question. I tell myself this every day. Like I do this for like my parents and like my mom. I mean my parents, my brothers. But I had to wake up and like, cause I do this for them too. But I had to wake up one day and be like, what do I want for myself? So I would say try to find out like what's your skills and your wills that like God has given you each and every day to like get up and try to like use those skills and wills. And I knew from like me selling those socks, I knew God gave me a skill to sell things, to add value to people's lives, to solving problems. And like that was my pivot. But I found that through somebody else, through like another, through like a circumstance of like me being at the gym. So I would say get outside, and get in front of people, because you never know what opportunity might present itself
Yeah.
in the time being. So I would say like just get outside, and then like wake up and do this for like, most important, do it for your parents, do it for your brothers, do it for your family, but like do it for you, because you gotta wake up and do it. Like nobody gonna do it for you. So like that's what I tell myself. Like nobody, like my mom and dad not calling me to tell me, Sean, go to the office today. Nah, like that's me. Like I gotta get up and do that for myself. Sean, go to the gym today. Nah, like I gotta get up and go to the gym, because at the end of the day, they not calling me to tell me to go to the gym, to do these certain habits, to be disciplined.
Right.
So like I gotta do up and do this for myself every day. And then once I make sure myself sure, I gotta make sure I'm able to add value to everybody else's life around me in a positive way.
That's such great advice. And I heard three things in there, but the first thing I heard was kind of an anti-isolation, right? Like I think a lot of kids go through hard things and their first default is to isolate. And you're saying, no, leave the
Yeah.
house, get out there. You don't know what's going to happen next. And
Facts. So like I always tell my friend back here, Cam, like you gotta take action. Action solves everything. Like idle, but just sitting idle, it's not gonna solve nothing. But get out there, action. Get out there and talking to people, like trying to just get out there and like create action, like get out there and move. Cause you gotta keep on moving, cause everybody else is moving. Everybody else is moving. So I'm always like, what's next? Like, let's keep on moving. Like, what can we do? Like, okay, this failed. Okay, what's next? Like, let's keep on moving. That's my mindset.
I often talk about momentum, right? And momentum just doesn't show up magically. It's momentum is something that we create. And once you get that momentum going, you have to like keep it going, right? It just doesn't perpetually continue on. And I think that applies to every area of life. You know, whether it's somebody building a business, whether it's somebody trying to get through school, whether it's somebody trying to be a good parent, like it takes like constant work and churning to like get that momentum built up behind you that can then start pushing you forward.
Yeah. And it's like we super young in this game, so we don't really have much to like lose. So even if I do fail, I can go live back home with my parents for 2 or 3 years and get back up on my feet. It's not like I have a family with 4 kids right now to like, okay, I'm gonna lose out on my mortgage, I'm gonna lose my house if this don't work. So I'm taking the biggest risk of my life right now before I have those responsibilities.
Smart.
yeah, very
Before I have to take care of family, before I have to take care of 4 kids, before I have to take care of my wife, I can give it my all right now. Even if I fail, it's cool because I can get back up. It's not like I got to take care of these certain things right now. The most of my paying is my rent, my phone bill, and then putting money into my product. It's not like I'm looking out, I got to feed 5 other people.
Yeah, no, that's very wise.
That's my mindset.
Put in the work.
Man, put in the work at it all.
That's why I have that piece of art back there.
He just reads the artwork around us.
I just like every day become more and more convinced that, and I said this on the last podcast, like that's like one of the keys to life. Like show up and put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to separate you from most people.
Yeah, like it's no like blueprint to this stuff.
Yeah. And show up for sure. Maybe 50 years ago wouldn't have been a standout thing to do. But today it is. Like showing up is a big deal. Just a simple thing. Attendance at school, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
If a student actually attends school every day, like our last guest did for a whole year, that's huge.
Yeah.
And then I take that mindset to like the simplest things of like even just like going to class, even though this class might not be teaching nothing that I need in 5 years, but it's like the discipline of like me showing up every day to this class because like how I do one thing is how I do everything. So if I can show up to this class every day, I gotta go to the office every day. That's instilled in me of like you gotta show up, even if this class don't mean nothing. Like I'm in a class for like applied nutrition, It had nothing to do with my major. But I go to that class every Wednesday and Friday because it's on my schedule. But it's like more for like my discipline more than me trying to learn for this class.
Yeah, it sounds like you're very disciplined in all the little things, which is going to really, it adds to those things that we talked about earlier. Yeah, way more important than I think people.
Yeah, like I'm still like I'm still like learning and stuff like that, but I try to be disciplined as I can. I mean, like I'm still human. I still
You know the value of it.
Yeah. So like I'm not perfect at all, but I still try to practice these things every day.
We need to have him spend some time with our student.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's kind of how we first met.
Yeah, I definitely want to come through and come to the school and like check it out.
We have a career day coming up where we have people come and talk to the students, and you'd be perfect to.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would love to come out to talk to the students, and then I'll probably bring my friend too, cause he's kind of on that rim too of like working in like schools and stuff like that. So I'll bring him too, cause he's been in that environment.
Okay, we'd love that.
Yeah, cool. Well, it's been an honor to have you on the show and hear your story, see your product. It's inspiring, and the launch phase and like the creative process that you're in right now is like my favorite part about entrepreneurship. When things get bigger and it's more, details, and my eyes start to go crossed a little bit. So that the phase you're in right now is super exciting. I'm excited for you. I know you're going to do some great things with this product and with whatever comes in your future.
Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all for having me, most importantly.
Thank you so much
for being able to come out here.
Well, maybe we'll see you soon when I bring her to the Canyon Ventures.
Yes, sir.
And now it's time for me to go try the flash path. Show you what's up. All right. See you next time.
All right. Appreciate it.